Hi, my name is Tony Varney. I'm a PGA qualified golf professional and I work at the Norwich Family Golf Centre in Norfolk. And today, in association with Corporate Golf Ventures, I'd like to bring you a couple of tips, a couple of things that I think would be helpful for you to create a little bit more power when using your driver on the golf course. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to quickly talk about is the ball position. All right, ball position. Often when I coach, people tend to position the ball too far back in the stance, too much towards the centre of the body. Okay, so I think it's really important if you're trying to create power that we need to position that ball out front there. Okay, it still needs to be within inside that left foot there. Okay, but as you can see from my stance here, if I were to draw a line up from that ball would clearly be 2 or 3 inches in front of my left ear, and I think that's really important to get your head and the centre of your body position behind that ball. The other thing that's really important as well while we're talking about ball position is the width of the stance. Okay, if we're going to create a lot of power, then we need a nice wide stance to create a lot of stability in that swing, and so that we can rotate nice and powerfully but still maintain good balance. The other thing that I think I'm going to just mention to you that I think will help you to create some power and some consistency is posture. Okay, so if I stand side on, just quickly go through a couple of things related to power. Sometimes a lot of people tend to sit down too much on their heels, they get the knees too bent and their backside in too much. Okay, so what I want you to do is to lean forward from the hips, all right, push the backside out, bring the shoulders forward, and then once you're in that position, just flex the knees slightly, okay? At this point, it's really important that we get the weight on the front parts of the feet there, okay? Again, it's power related. If we can get that weight forward, it's going to help us to create a nice springy kind of action there and help us to create a bit more power. Okay? If we get the weight set too much on the heels there, it becomes very restricted and it's very awkward and very difficult to create as much power. So the ball position is really important and the posture is really important. Now when it comes to swinging the club, when it comes to the golf swing itself, the power, most of the power comes from the body rotation. Okay, so in my opinion, we need to coil up that power. We need to get the shoulders and the hips rotating. And in order to do that, my little tip for you would be to imagine your right shoulder and your hip moving back towards that wall there. Okay, so what we're looking to do is we're trying to create a good rotation. But as you can see, if you look at my right side there, you don't see any kind of lateral movement. We don't want to go sideways at all in the backswing. We don't even want to start the backswing off with a sway like so. Right? What we do want to do to create more power is to rotate like so. Okay, so we're looking to get that right shoulder and that right hip working back towards that wall. All right. In doing so, as you can see, that will help you to maintain a nice central position there during that rotation. Okay. And when it comes to going through the ball, we're going to turn, come back to impact, and then once again we need to rotate again. Okay, so again we're really trying to cut out any kind of sideways movement. It's turn and turn, 2 rotations. Moving into the swing then. So if we set ourselves up with that ball position way up to the side there, as you can see it's still inside that left foot. We've got a nice wide stance there, a good posture, and as you can see my head is very much behind that ball, okay, and that's an important part of creating power in the driver. Okay, now when we swing that club, I would like you to move that club away nice and low initially, okay, so we need to move that club low to the ground, only up to that right foot there, okay, so we don't need too much, we don't need to exaggerate that wide stance, because once again, that's going to encourage too much lateral movement with the body, okay, so we just want to push that club nice and low until we get to that right foot. And then what we want to see now is a good rotation. We want to see those shoulders and those hips rotating. And as we do that, it's very, very important also to get those hips, to get those wrists hinging. Okay, so as you can see there, a combination of good rotation and a nice hinge of those wrists. Okay, when we get to chest high here with the hands, as you can see, I'd like to see those wrists fully loaded in like a 90-degree angle here, okay, so we're looking to rotate and hinge those wrists, okay, it's not the top of the backswing yet, so in order to get to the top of the backswing, we need to continue that rotation, okay, so big turn, we want to see lots of power, lots of torque in those shoulders and those hips rotating to the top of that backswing. As we move into the downswing, to initiate the downswing, we need to push that weight back onto that left foot. Okay, so just the slightest of nudges. You want to get that left hip and that left knee, as you can see there, just working back towards the left. But at this point, what I would like to point out, it's very, very important to keep your head behind that ball. Okay, so as you can see here, as I'm starting my downswing, I'm loading that left side up, but very, very carefully keeping my head behind that ball. We don't want to see the head getting forward like this. Okay, so from that rotational position here, we're going to start the downswing by getting that weight into that left foot. We're going to keep our head behind that ball, and then we're going to deliver that club nice and low. Okay, so we need a nice, what we call a nice shallow angle of attack. We want to get that club coming in nice and low into the back of that ball. In other words, we want to put all of our power, everything we've got, into the back of that ball, nice and low. If you succeed, if you can keep that head behind that ball and deliver that club nice and square to the back of that ball there, after you've done that, I want to let that club work through the ball and drag you up into a nice follow-through position. Okay? Now the follow-through position, if we've done everything correctly, we should be rotating up, getting all of our weight onto our left foot and bringing this right foot up onto the tip of the toe, as you can see. So it's stay behind that ball and then rotate up to a nice finish. And just to demonstrate that, I'm just going to quickly hit a ball. So we're positioning that ball out to the side there, nice wide stance. We've got the head positioned behind that ball. And what we're going to do now is we're going to rotate, okay, keeping that head nice and central, rotate into the back swing, and then swing through that ball. As you can see, it works every time. Okay, thanks for listening. My name is Tony Varney. As I say, I work at the Norwich Family Golf Centre. If you need any golfing advice or any lessons, please feel free to contact me. In the meantime, if you want to book a charity day or a corporate golf event, then look no further than Corporate Golf Ventures.